you mean you stopped? I mean I stopped. You told the whole family that B supports you, so let B support you. Mom's voice changed. You can't be serious. We need that money. Your father's medications alone cost $400 a month. I know. I've been paying for them for a decade. Now B can pay for them since she's the one who stepped up. Mom started crying. She said I was being cruel. She said I was punishing them for nothing. She said they would lose the apartment. I told her that wasn't my problem anymore. 3 weeks later, my dad called. Dad's voice sounded different from Mom's crying, calmer and more tired, and he asked if we could talk without fighting, and said they needed help with his medications. And I told him I'd been helping for 10 years while B got all the credit, and now B could figure out how to actually help instead of just driving him to appointments in a car I paid to insure. And there was a long pause before he cleared his throat and said he knew Mom had been telling people B supported them, and I felt my grip tighten because he knew and let it happen. And when I asked how he could let Mom lie to everyone, he said he didn't think it was a big deal because I never seemed to care about getting credit, and he was right that I never asked for recognition, but I never expected them to actively give someone else the praise for my sacrifice. And I told him there was a difference between being humble and being erased, and I was done being invisible. 2 days later, B called yelling that I was punishing Mom and Dad for something that wasn't their fault, and everyone naturally assumed she helped because she was there every day while I was 6 hours away. And when she stopped to breathe, I asked how much money she'd contributed in the past 6 years, and the line went quiet, and she said she contributed in other ways and listed cooking, cleaning, driving Dad to appointments, picking up groceries, organizing medications, and I did the math out loud. If she lived anywhere else, she'd pay at least $800 for rent plus utilities plus food, so she was getting a free ride worth $1,250 monthly while I sent $1,500, living off my money while taking credit. Then the family calls started. Stanley said I was cruel, and family should stick together, and when I asked if he knew I'd been sending money for 10 years, he got quiet and said no, and I told him to ask Mom exactly how much and for how long, and Rosie called with the same words about forgiveness, admitting she didn't know the details, and 2 other aunts followed the same pattern of telling me to forgive, then getting uncomfortable when I asked what they actually knew. Then Dean called admitting the family had been unfair, and suggesting I talk to my parents about telling the truth, then resume some support, the first conversation that didn't feel like an attack. 3 months passed without sending money or calling, then Mom emailed photos of bills, an eviction notice with red stamps, past due medical bills, a utility shut-off warning, and something about the eviction notice looked too clean, so I right-clicked the image and searched online and found the exact same notice on a legal advice website because it was a stock photo, a fake. I called Mom and told her I knew, and she started crying harder than I'd ever heard, saying she panicked and thought if I saw how bad things were, I'd have to help, and I told her lying to manipulate me was exactly why I couldn't trust them, and Dad came on sounding scared, saying the medical bills and utility shut-off were real, but Mom panicked about the eviction, and I asked why B couldn't get a job, and he said she'd been applying, and I told him B needed to take any job within 2 weeks, and I needed proof before I'd consider helping again. 10 days later, Mom emailed a photo of B standing in front of a grocery store wearing a green vest and name tag, looking tired and unhappy, working as a cashier, making $11 an hour for 30 hours a week, about $1,300 monthly after taxes. I created a spreadsheet listing every expense: rent $900, Dad's medications $400, utilities $200, groceries $300, car insurance $150, totaling around $2,000 monthly, and B's income would cover groceries and utilities but leave a gap of about $700. I set up a video call